The fact that the hotel refreshes their roses every single morning is crazy. I'm so excited because I've been trying to get a Zoox ride basically all day, and I finally got a Zoox ride. It's an automated car with no driver. So it's an automated driverless car. Look at the seats, that's 2, and then there's 2 over here. It's run by Amazon and it has all of these windows, so it's basically encapsulated by windows. You have your choice of music here and temperature. You have your whole timing. I love it. Basically what it looks like, and it's actually such a smooth ride. It'd be a little weird to be on that side because you'd almost be driving backwards, or you would feel like you're riding backwards. What do you think? Would you want this to be the new way of riding around? I think it's so cool. So after I got out the AI car, I saw an AI bartender called the Tipsy Robot. So you order on a kiosk. They have alcoholic drinks and they have non-alcoholic drinks, and they have special deals, and the menu shows you the ingredients and it's categorized so you can kind of create your own drink, and then the robot makes the drink and puts it out for you. Another option for transportation in Vegas is the Vegas Loop, which is an underground transportation system by Tesla that gets you to your location faster by skipping the traffic using their underground tunnels. So to get a ticket for the Loop, you just go on their site and buy a ticket, or you scan the QR code at the designated stop. So even though you are traveling underground while you use the Loop, you are catching the Tesla, which is driven by a person, at a designated stop, so at the resort or at the mall. If you scan the QR code at that stop, sometimes you can get it for free because Tesla Loop is going through kind of like another promo period, the same as Zoox right now, but both of those transportations are going to expand and become more available. So yeah, here we are going through the tunnels when the rest of the cars are on the street. Then we had dinner at this really cool place called the Guest House. It was the best food ever, and it was at this really cute courtyard and shopping center. So this place was a whole vibe, and the food was so good. And they have a $55 margarita that is $55 because it comes on this big display with a cotton candy tree and smoke, and it's very Instagrammable with different options. So a lot of cool cocktails, but they're known for that $55 margarita. But I did not get that. So yeah, then I went to the fashion show mall where I found these swings for people who want to be big kids again. So comfy. It's so comfy. I just got my smoothie, and why do I think this is so beautiful? I'm so glad that this wellness shop is right here, and like this is such a big perk for me. Oh my god, it's so good. And something else cool about this hotel is everything is run off of these buttons. So like this is the light, but instead of having a do not disturb sign, if you want to do not disturb, you can hit privacy. And if I wanted service, I can hit service and the light turns green or red. So our bed is all made up, looking good. Everything looks nice. Like the bathrooms, just the bathroom by the food court, it looks so nice. It's got the blue and the gold with the tile and everything, but
Okay, this is for everybody to read a cup. It's a place called Makers and Finders. They have genuine horchata iced latte, but these are like the best empanadas I've ever had. And look at this, they stamp the flavor of empanada. It says chicken on it. I think you should try it. Not really overstuffed, like with a bunch of random things. It's just like the meat is so good and the crisp is so good. Oh my god, I have walked so much today. And how did I go shopping for like 2 days straight and I barely bought anything? But I did buy here at the Fountainebleau these chocolates. It's cocoa dolce chocolates, and apparently you can only get them from two places. This being one of them. Look at this box alone. It has the dolce, like you can feel this. It's like textured. Okay. Look at these chocolates. Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah, I like this one especially, and that one. Do you want coffee?
So they give this menu so you know which one you got and you can read about the flavors. So if I didn't know what this one was, it's s'mores, but if I didn't know that, I could find it on here. I would not be good as a food critic probably because I'm just like, dark chocolate, yeah, smells like dark chocolate, it tastes like dark chocolate. This is so good. And also, people who look good eating on camera, they're a different kind of person because I don't know how they would be doing that. The layers are perfect. At the very bottom, it's like tastes like a little bit salty with the graham, and the marshmallow just like not too much of anything. Oh, it got a slight crunch. Oh my god! If someone gave someone this as a gift, like that's mind blowing. Okay, what's next level for chocolate? Mmm. Mmm. This one slaps. Mmm. Oh. Okay. That's how good it is. I was like, let me get 6 so that I could eat like one a day while I'm here. I'm about to eat them all. Like, I'm already down to like 2.5. Okay, bye. I just went and got El Bagel, and they make hand-rolled bagels. Obviously, I just woke up. Right off the bat, it smells so good. This is the BLT. It looks like a burger bun. It's really good, but this is way too big for me to eat. I'm glad I'm in the room because how do you eat this? Hey, I didn't know you were coming back. Why did you come back for?
To eat breakfast with you?
I don't know. What'd you get?
I just got like 2 of the sandwiches because I wanted to try both.
My husband gets free breakfast because he's MVP VIP or whatever. Here for the conference. So he just gets free stuff. He even got this free water bottle, and it looks so good. It's a really good water bottle. Okay.
It's all right. There.
My husband doesn't really do videos.
I don't do videos too much, but let's see what this food
Let's
looks
see
like.
what the free breakfast is. Yo, his conference literally had a puppy pit.
Yeah.
Where you could go in and play with puppies. Oh, look at that bacon though.
A pile of bacon. Yeah, you want some?
The burrito looks good. Show the camera. Stay tuned for a funny story, but that night I was served these unique fish egg and golden flake dim sum. Then I was served this iconic matcha creme brulee dessert that is designed to represent a Zen garden. Delicious, but it was also the night that I was very awkward, which I'm about to tell you about. Okay, I'm about to end this vlog thing because for me it's been like 3 days. But I also wanted to tell y'all about how, like, how like weird I was acting last night. So my husband went to this appreciation night where he got to actually go on the Raiders field and stuff. Which, I'm not a football fan, so I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't really feel like I was missing out other than I was by myself. But I've been by myself most of this trip because he's at a conference, which I don't mind. So, anyways, I'm so tired from just walking around Vegas for so long. But I also didn't have food. I was like going back and forth. Should I get room service? What food should I get? I didn't want anything in the food court because it was just like, eh. So I'm looking up. Okay, all the restaurants here have been so good, by the way. So I'm looking up what restaurant can I go to, and I see Kimodo where I went last night. But I looked it up and it says you would need a reservation, or like you would usually have a reservation, blah blah blah. But you know how I am, I'm like, let me just go ask and stuff. But the thing is, like, I was so tired. I had already decided I was staying in the room, so I'm like, I put my stuff down because I'm thinking I'm not leaving the room. I need to rest. Like, the better part of me knew I needed to rest, which is probably why I conked out today. But I was like, I don't know, like, and then last minute I was like, let me just go see. I was in an outfit that I usually wouldn't wear to a nicer restaurant. I was in like the tropical looking like set with the sketched fruits on it and stuff. So I don't know. I just was like, whatever. Like, I don't know if that's actually like, I don't know. I usually wouldn't go to a nice restaurant than that, but I was thinking like, okay, we're in Vegas. We're at the resort. They know people are kind of like out of their stuff, right? Like tourists and stuff. So I'm thinking like it's not that big of a deal. And then also I did use some common sense. So I looked into another restaurant before this. I looked at a like upscale Mexican restaurant, and I was like, okay, it's too nice in there for me to go like this. Whereas Kimodo, it was nice, but I saw some people walking in kind of similar outfits. So I was like, okay, I guess, I could go in. Or like just ask. Well, so I'm already in this weird outfit. I'm by myself. I go up to the stand and I ask the people, I'm like, do you need a reservation to eat here? And the lady, she was so nice. I wish I would have gotten her name, but maybe I'll get it today. So she was like, yeah, I mean, we're really busy right now, actually. And I could see they were busy. Like, they were telling people stand on the side. They were like, oh, wait right there, and we'll try to find you a table and stuff. But you could sit in the lounge or the bar. And then I'm just like, I don't know, my brain was off. Like, I know I should have just went to the bar. Like, the thing is, usually I'm not asking these questions. Usually I'm just like, oh, yes, thank you, blah, 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 like, I'm like, how I talk. So, I don't know, I guess in my head, I was already feeling awkward. You know how you have those days where once you feel awkward or do something awkward, you just like go on a roll of just being weird? Like, that was me. And I was like, okay, afterwards I was like, this is a prime example of our identity ruling our behaviors because I couldn't get out of that. But so I'll walk in, I'm like, cool, I'll go to the lounge or the bar, which in my mind, I don't really like sitting at the bar because like too much weird stuff happens at the bar when I'm by myself. So I already knew I was kind of going to go towards the lounge. So I walk in, but like the way the restaurant is set up, I didn't really know exactly what was the lounge. Like, I saw tables and chairs that obviously would be the lounge. But at the same time, there were so many of them that I'm like, is this a lounge or is this like another seating? So I'm just like standing there and I'm like looking around. The girl comes in and like she's right there. And I was like, are any of the spots with these green chairs the lounge? And she's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, okay, good. But I was like, that was such a stupid question. But then finally I'm sitting down. I'm like, okay, it's good. It's cool. It's all good. It's Gucci or whatever. And not that Gucci's not that good. But I was like, okay. And if she comes, I'm like getting myself together, like getting my vibes going. I saw this really good drink that was like, I'm like pomegranate mule, and I'm like, all like, yeah, I would like to try the pomegranate mule. Thank you, like trying to get back on track of like how I usually act. She's like, okay, like, do you have your ID? I'm like, oh yeah. I go into my purse, don't have my, I'm like, find out I don't have my ID. I don't have my wallet, my whole wallet. And I'm like, actually, it was really dark in there. This is one of those restaurants that the vibe is dark. So I could barely see in my purse. So I'm like, I'm like taking everything out, like making this, like, digging through the stuff. I'm already the girl who showed up in a tropical outfit, not knowing, not having a reservation, not knowing where the lounge chairs are. Then I'm like digging in my purse and I find out, I don't have my wallet. So I'm like, actually, I don't even have my wallet. Like, and then for some reason I was like, I really want to eat here now because it looks so good. And I'd already gone this far, like one of those situations. So for some reason, because I'm staying in the resort, I'm just like, oh, well, I'm sleeping here, so I could just go up and get it. Like, it's fine. I'll be right back. Like, it's not going to take that long. I'm literally right there. I'm just going to go get it, and then I'm going to come back. It's really dry here, so my nose has been having issues. But if you're wondering if you can see that my eyelashes are white, it's because it's this type of mascara. So anyways, I'm like, I'll just run right back. She's like, oh, yeah, it's fine. I'll make sure no one takes your table. Like, I know you're here. The girl was super nice, like super classy. Like, she was classy. Like, she had the outfit and everything. Well, anyway, so I'll start going. Well, we're in a hotel where you actually can't get in past. There's like a bouncer by the elevators that you have to show your hotel card to in order to get to the elevators. Wait, I don't have my ID to prove who I am at the front desk. I'm like, well, I could get someone to go up there, open the door for me, show them, blah, blah, blah. And like, at that point, I'm not going to have the girl holding the table for that long. So I'm like, but I don't want to just not go back because that's even more embarrassing for some reason. Okay, I know it's close enough to the time that my husband can come back. I can sit and eat, take my granny all the time or whatever, just not get the drink. And he can come. So like, obviously I called him though. Like, while I was out there, I called him and I was like, blah, 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 told him the whole story, and he's like, oh my God. But yeah, I'm like, it's fine. So we figure out, I'm just gonna go in there, go back to the lounge, order food only, and then by the time he gets back, he can pay for it. So I go back. She's like, oh wow, that was fast. I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't. And then I'm just like rambling. This is another thing. I totally like talked way too much. So I'm like, no, actually I didn't go because I just really, like everything I just told you about the cocktail, and it's like not that serious. So I'm just gonna order food and everything. Like, she knew the whole plan. And like, obviously she had to go tell everyone that I left and I was coming back, like the hostess and stuff. So I'm like that girl at this time. So yeah, I ordered the stuff, but I just like was literally asking stupid stuff the whole time. So they have some of the small plates is dim sum. They're known for dim sum. And I was like, I like dim sum. Like, that's a cool thing to order when you're out or whatever. And one of them was called, the one that you might see was called Golden Leaf or something like that. But I was like, are you supposed to know what a golden leaf dim sum is? Okay, so I'll look up Kimodo. It's basically a famous restaurant or something, like a well-known restaurant. So I'm like, golden leaf, like dim sum at Kimodo. Instead of asking, it's still a nice restaurant. So I didn't want to be like, how much is this or what is this or whatever. Like, that's kind of a little bit like, I don't like doing that. So I'll look up golden leaf. Like, I also like to get visuals. So sometimes I'll look up menu items. I'll look up golden leaf dim sum from Kimodo. And the internet is like, it's a really popular dim sum, a top pick dim sum for Kimodo. And, golden leaf dim sum can be $100. And on the menu, it was a small plate. It wasn't even an entree. It was a small plate, so it said like $32 or something. So in my mind, when I was looking at the menu, I'm like, okay, $32 small plate, dim sum, cool. But then the internet said $100. So I'm like, is it $30 per dim sum? Like, Even as I'm saying this, it's stupid, but I'm like, but you don't know when you go to like certain restaurants and you hear at Fountainebleau, like a lot of stuff is a little bit higher price. So I'm like, okay, is it $30 per dim sum? And when you put them all together, it's 100 because the internet said 100. So like, when she comes, I literally just asked her. I was like, "Oh, for the go to leave dim sum, how many comes in this? Like, if I ordered this, how many comes in it?" I didn't say like, is it $30 per dim sum? Thankfully, I just said how many comes in this one, and she was like, "Oh, like 6 or whatever." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's what I want." So I ordered that, and then okay, y'all saw what it looked like. I'm gonna have to show what it looked like so that I don't sound too crazy. I've eaten dim sum before, okay, but the dim sum didn't look like this. So dim sum that I've eaten before, it just looks like a packet of like the dough or whatever. It looks like the dough. Okay, look at this though. It looks like kind of like this, right? Like it looks like a puffier version of that. And then like you eat it or whatever. But I've also been to a dim sum restaurant that they had different kind of dim sums and you eat them differently depending on how they are. So if it was a broth dim sum, they would say to cut it and sip out the broth and then eat it from there, and then the other dim sums were eaten a different way. Well, this dim sum looked like what hopefully I can figure out how to show you. But so it looked like way tighter at the top, right? And so I picked it up with the chopstick, but like it was kind of tearing. And I bit it, and like biting it was kind of like, because I was like, okay, I don't even know what this tastes like. Golden leaf dim sum, like I said, I don't know what that tastes like. Literally had fish eggs and gold flakes on it. So I bite it, and it's kind of like, it tastes good, but it was like not what I was expecting. It kind of tasted more like a doughy texture than other dim sum I've had. But also it was kind of like weird to like dip it again after that. They had a sauce to dip it. So I'm like, how do you eat this? How are you looking around? How are you looking around to see, like, not try to be a creeper, like staring at people eat? Like that'd be weird. Um, so the girl comes back, the same girl who's been dealing with my nonsense. She comes back and she's like, how is everything? And I was like, let me ask you something. How do people usually eat this? like, like they're kind of big. They're bigger than regular dim sum. You know, kind of like a really big sushi. And she said, like, yeah, they usually just. Like, never did the girl make me feel stupid though. The girl was very like, she was like, yeah, like, she said it less sarcastic than that. She was just like, yeah, I know it's like kind of weird. Like, yeah, most people they just, I was like, just scoop it up with the chopstick and just eat the whole thing. I was like, kind of like a sushi roll. You just eat the whole thing, right? She was like, yeah, no, it's like, yeah, that is usually how people eat it. Like I said, being like, instead of being like, yeah, obviously. I took like a bunch of pictures because it's not every day that I have dim sum with fish eggs and gold flakes on it and the way that it looked. So I finished the dim sum because you eat them all together with like 6. It's like, doesn't take me long to eat 6 dim sum. So my husband's still in the back. So like I'm trying to buy time because I'm not about to sit there for 30 minutes. So, okay, let me move because like I think I'm done here or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a big makeup person. So I'm like, okay, I don't want another dim sum because I just ate that. They had different flavors. They had steak dim sum and blah blah blah. But yeah, I just ate dim sum. So I'm like, what do I want? And then the other plates, they were just like the entrees were way too big for me. Like wasn't at the place to eat like a whole pork shank. Also, I'm in the lounge, so I'm like, I don't want to come to the lounge and eat a big old pork shank. Like, I don't know. I just was like overthinking, like I don't know. Like I said, like I never get like this, but I'm here to share it with you. Okay, maybe I do, but so I'm like, okay, what about dessert? So that's how I got to dessert. I was like, and she goes like, do you have a dessert menu? And like, she brings me the dessert menu. I just continue asking dumb stuff. So there was like some kind of dessert. I don't know exactly what it was. It was
like a chocolate dumpling. You'd have to look up Kimodo's menu, which, I'll kind of like put the link because that creme brulee was so amazing that people are probably like, where's that creme brulee? And where's this goat dim sum? So, but just know it's way better than what I'm making it sound like. Like the restaurant was good. So there was like a chocolate dumpling thing, but I'm thinking, okay, it just said dumpling, which I know what a dumpling is. I'm from the South. But a lot of the times in the South, when you consider something, you know this if you've been North and South. What the South considers something isn't always like when you go somewhere else. Plus, I just ate their dim sum, and their dim sum was a little bit different texture than what I have tried. So I'm like, is the dumpling gonna be that doughy texture, or is it going to be like a more flaky, like thinner texture? That's what I was wondering. Because I'm trying to imagine, like, I go through ingredients like I'm doing freaking operation when I order food. I'm literally sitting there and thinking of every ingredient, how they go together, what's the textures, all this. So I'm trying to think, would that be good with like the chocolate? It was like a caramel. It was a caramel filled dumpling with chocolate and some other fancy stuff. So I'm like, would that be good? Like, think about caramel and like dough. But like, obviously, this restaurant wouldn't serve a bad dessert, probably from what I've seen. Or, okay, or they had matcha, Zen Garden matcha creme brulee, which I love creme brulee. But matcha, I'm like, matcha creme brulee. Like, I know for someone who loves matcha, they'd be like, yes. I don't really like matcha coffee and stuff or tea. So I'm like, okay, with creme brulee. And then it has some other stuff. It was like berries and cream and stuff. Like the menu sounded way fancier. So I'm really contemplating that. So she comes back and she's like, oh, did you make a decision? Like I said, being super nice. And with the dumpling thing, I'm like, for the dumpling, like, it says caramel filled dumpling with chocolate. And I'm that person being like, what does this taste like? Like, literally, I was like, the chocolate dumpling, like, the caramel filled dumpling, wait, I was like, can you explain that? What do you say? This is why I could not be a server, because anytime someone would be like, what does caramel filled dumpling taste like? I'd be like, caramel in a dumpling. Like, so then I'm like, no, but like, I was wondering about the texture. Like, is it like dough, like the dim sum? I'm like, why would your dumpling be like a dim sum? I don't know if I just like was not thinking. So obviously, why would your dumpling be the same texture as the dim sum? But in my mind, that made sense at the time. And she was like, no, it's not the same thing. Like, it tastes more like blah, blah. And she gave, like, a really good description. I was like, obviously, I'm, like, telling her, like, obviously I know what caramel and chocolate tastes like, but I'm just trying to get a picture here. And, she told me it was, like, a different texture and stuff. She was explaining it really good. And I was like, then I literally told her, I'm like, I'm contemplating between that or this creme brulee. But the matcha was throwing me off. So I was like, can you tell me what that tastes like? But she understood what I was saying, okay? I need to go get the girl's name to tell the staff that, like, she's good. Like, she's really good at her job. Because, once again, she didn't make me feel stupid. She was like, it's not really like a strong green tea taste as what you would usually expect, or like the things that are really strong in matcha. And that's exactly what I was wondering. Is it gonna taste like really like herby or whatever? And then like for a creme brulee, I'm like, how can you go wrong with creme brulee? Really? Like I like creme brulee is probably my favorite dessert. I just don't eat it a lot because of the ingredients. So and then she even just said for me, she's like, I would go with the Zen Garden creme brulee because like that one's really good. And like it also had like sponge cake, and she was telling me how it has different stuff on it. The girl didn't tell me it was a theatrical event experience where like smoke and stuff would be coming out. She could have told me that, and I'd be like, that, like the bougie option, I'd be like, yes. Even in this weird state of mind, I'd be like, yes, I would like the bougiest dessert. So I don't know, maybe the dumplings were like that too, being at this restaurant. So anyways, yeah. And then she brought the creme brulee and it was amazing. But I was ready to have it recorded if you're like, okay, if you didn't know it was gonna be smoking, how did you get that video? I looked it up online. Like I said, sometimes I'll look stuff up online. Because I was still thinking about that dumpling. Like I'm gonna go back for a caramel filled dumpling. So I was like looking up images on their Instagram to see what this dumpling thing looked like to see if I wanted to go back. Because I didn't get an entree at this place. In this restaurant after this point, I was like, this restaurant's really cool. I might come back for an entree and try the dumpling. And I saw on Instagram their creme brulee looking all amazing smoking and stuff. So then I was like, heck yeah, like ready to record. I also was being that person where like the recording, like when they came and it was like the best creme brulee ever. So like all the food was really good. The only thing with this, like if you ever like think about this if you get something like this, okay? As I was recording, literally because they dumped the water on the hot rocks for the smoke to come out, it pops a good bit of times. So, like I said, I was in there in this like awkward state, and I'm literally recording as I'm recording this big pop like in my face, on my glasses and everything, like made a popping like, and like water got all over the table and my glasses in my face. So I'm like literally taking my like, like nobody saw that. So then she comes and she's like, blah blah blah, you ready for the check? And I'm like, she knows I'm waiting for my husband, and so I was like, yeah, my husband, he's like 10 minutes, like he should be like 10 minutes. Then my once again, I'm on this row. I'm not gonna say anything bad about myself because I don't believe in saying anything bad about yourself. So I'll just say I was in this role of I'm like, yeah, blah blah blah, he'll be here soon. I'm like, so like you'll know when you see him sitting right here. Like then I said after that, you'll know when like a guy's here. Like when a guy's here, like obviously she gets it. You already said like she knows the whole story. She been with you since the beginning of this tragedy, okay? So well, I wouldn't say tragedy, but whatever word I'm looking for. This show of yours. My husband comes and he's all like smooth and collected because that's how my husband is. Like he's the one who comes in and is like, hi, blah blah blah, you know. So he comes, he's actually looking professional because he went to the appreciation event. He's got the lanyard, you know, the lanyard that they gave that you have to get in. So he's actually looking like he's there at the Fountainebleau for a reason. like and he comes in and he's like, hi, blah blah blah, I'm looking for my wife. And they're like, yeah, we know who she is. And they're like, yeah, she's right there. Like, literally every staff member was like, she's the girl. Not in a rude way. Like I said, the staff was good. So I told him like the whole story, and he's like, what is wrong with you? Like, not in a rude way, but he was like, basically, like I said, I've never act like that. So he was like, what is happening? And I was like, I don't know. I like kept laughing too. I didn't even have the cocktail, thankfully. Probably if I would have had the cocktail, it would have been worse. I'm just like, just kept laughing after that point because I was like, now I'm like, oh, finally I have someone here with me. And I'm like telling her all the stuff I said and like laughing. Like, I don't know. Couldn't stop laughing. But I told him about how the girl was super nice and like good, like all of the staff was really good. So he was like left her a really good tip for being nice to me. He always leaves good tips, but I basically was telling him to leave a good tip because of that reason. So I mean, at least there's that. um, yeah. So I just thought I would share that story, and it being a prime example of kind of like once you're in like an identity stance, it's like hard to get out of it or something, or just to like share with y'all because I'm sure a lot of y'all are like that'd be me or like I could relate. But yeah, so other than that, like I said, I'm ending this vlog because it's been going on for so long. But I wanted to say like all the food has been really good. Tomorrow I want to have a spa day and we're doing some interesting stuff tonight, and then the weekend I'll actually have my husband with me like the full time, so probably be more interesting. I really think if you come to Vegas, you should try the Finders and Makers and Finders empanadas were so good. Like those empanadas, I'm going back with my husband to eat the empanadas again. That creme brulee from Kimodo. I shopped out, like, I went shopping a lot, but I didn't barely get anything. So the thing is, it's like all the resorts have a lot of stores, but they're basically all the same. It's like once I had walked one resort, it was like the exact same chocolate store, the same like stores, and then I did go to the arts district. It was pretty cool, but every single store was basically vintage. And in the late 90s or early 2000s style, like literally they had a bunch of signs saying Y2K, Y2K everywhere. So, I mean, it was cool to see some of the art, but at the same time, I didn't get anything because, like, if you're into Y2K, that would be your heaven. But for me, I'm like, it's almost like a little bit too old, not to be rude, like for me. And I'm wearing this, which is kind of like an old pattern, but I don't know, like, it just wasn't for me, and then I just haven't found anything. So I mean, I guess kind of know if you're going to Arts District, it's like a lot of vintage and Y2K. It's like all of Vegas is either living in the early 2000s or the place is in like 2048, and there's no in between. Like the other places, the more upscale places, they have the robotic bartender. That was pretty interesting. Like the robot is making your drinks and you're taking a Zoox, the automated car with no driver, or you're shopping for Britney Spears stuff. Like I don't know like what's going on. I'm like, does 2026 even exist? Is this like an example of time in the contract? I don't know. So yeah, Zoox by Amazon, the automated car. I freaking love it. Like that's my favorite way to ride. I will wait longer. So right now, Zoox is in like a trial period. Like they're not completely like they're out in Vegas, so they're free. So I got to ride Zoox for free.